Welcome, everybody, to Sasha and Goff, live recorded. I'm Sasha.
I'm Goff.
And we are back this week with our top 3 favorite and least favorite things about the city of Chicago, of which neither one of us are from.
No.
We're both suburbanites or whatever, but we've been to Chicago once or twice in our day. And
a couple times, yeah.
We have our thoughts. Now, how did you do this? Was it generic? Was it?
Well, I feel like we'll have a lot of the same answers, honestly. I hope not. But the thing that I thought was funny about this last week when we pulled this, you were like, because we did something similar. We did Midwest.
Yeah.
And you were like, yeah, but we didn't do our bottom 3. That episode was specifically our bottom things about the Midwest. So I feel like a lot of our bottom Chicago. So it was kind of funny that you're like, yeah, but we didn't do a bottom one. It's like, no, in that episode we only did our bottom.
So we didn't do any top 3 things about Chicago.
Yeah.
I tried to avoid doing like the generic stuff, and I didn't do a good job of it because it was like, well, those are the things.
Yeah.
Like there's only a certain amount of things, and like we kind of know what they are, but a little spin on them. It's not just like, I don't want to say anything because if it's your answer, you're like, well,
that was my number. Yeah, that was my number 1. No, I didn't do any sports teams. That's all I'll say.
I didn't do any sports stuff at all, so I think that's good. But there's you'll see when we get there, I guess. So
totally.
I think it'll still be all right. Last week we did top 3. Was it last week we did top 3 TV show themes?
Yeah. Yes.
I'm going to go with
Yeah.
We got a lot of responses from our dearest of friends. We got some that we missed, obviously. And, it's different for everyone. Like we say on this show, it's not scientific. It's not...
It's all subjective.
It's all subjective. Yeah, we know big words here.
Yeah.
Like
that's my one for the day.
By the way, I see aughts all over the place now. Did we talk about the...
Is it people saying, what does aughts mean?
No. Did we talk about the book that I was reading that I sent you?
Yeah.
So me and you, this is a secret, but we're trying to write something, maybe a little YouTube thing.
We are?
Well, I am.
Yeah.
I'm going to include you in it just for
bud.
legal reasons. But I started reading this book, and in the first page of the book, there were 3 references to things me and you have talked about on this show. I guess that spans a while. But one of them was the movie Blank Check.
Yeah.
One of them was Mr. Miyagi, which the day before I had sent you at random a Mr. Miyagi gift.
Yep.
Not something I do often. And then the other one was literally the first paragraph, someone used the word aughts. Yeah.
Yeah, you had me there. Not much I could do, but I was impressed. You highlighted those for me.
I got great vernacular. You know what I mean?
It's good.
I got
good word.
Great vernacular.
There's your word for the day.
Anyway, our friends chimed in with their top 3s. We had our dear friend Hattori Hanzo. He came in with Laverne and Shirley, which is great.
Yeah.
Miami Vice and the A-Team. Miami Vice, I don't remember.
Was Miami Vice the... Or that? No, it's Knight Rider. A-Team, definitely remember that.
A-Team, I remember.
I think, Miami Vice. I'm in the same boat. I don't remember that one.
It's got to be like a cheesy 80s-ish.
Probably. A lot of saxophone.
I wish. I mean, Alf has saxophone, which is, for me, I love Alf and I love saxophone.
Man, speaking of Alf, I was trying to get his thoughts on that Christmas episode. I was seeing, if he remembered it.
Oh, yeah. And?
No, nothing.
Dark subject.
Nothing. Yeah, it just dots.
Our friend Shug also chimed in. He said, you guys are too young. God bless you, Shug. You guys are too young, but the best theme song for a TV show is from the Jeffersons, which that was Moving On Up, right?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Moving On Up. Yeah, that's fantastic. Great call. And then our dear friend Swick also chimed in with Barney Miller, Mama's Family, and Kids in the Hall, which are very Swick-like answers. Rest in peace, buddy. But I'm pretty sure none of those themes have words.
Yeah.
I think they're just like cool music.
Kids in the Hall, I was trying to remember, but I remember it being more...
It was kind of like a groove. Yeah. Same. Barney Miller, I don't know.
Yeah.
And Mama's Family, I feel, was like old, ragtime music
with
no lyrics.
Let's go with that.
But thank you guys for sending those in. That's one of my favorite ones. I don't know if we talked about it, but when we used to do backyard wrestling back in the day, our dear friend Pee Wee, he was the referee.
Yeah.
And before every show, we would announce him and he would come out to a different TV theme song. And that was always one of the best parts. What was he going to come out to? Sanford.
So he just picked it every week?
every time we did a show, it was a new theme, something completely different that he would come out. I think he had a CD that was like 99 TV show themes or whatever.
You know what? Before we go on, back with our listeners, speaking of Shug, last week we were talking a little bit more about how we got to get more up here, some more 8x10s, anything, for the advertisement wall. So Chris, Shug, he sent us each a signed dollar bill that we can hang. And I didn't ask you before when I just started taking over your wall, but I'm going to put this right here next to Lucy.
All right, I like that.
Yeah. So actually, Shug's doing a great job of giving us that old-timey like hot dog venue place, when you hang the first dollar that you have, and now we have like the Portillo's 8x10s.
We need to have like the local news come here and like give us a critique on the podcast.
Yeah.
You know how they're like, thanks for the great hot dogs. They could be like, the dog didn't bite hard or whatever it is. No, thank you, Shug. That's great.
Yeah.
You know what?
So he's just giving us money.
I like the idea of people sending us money that we put on the wall.
Yeah.
So send us cash, and we will put it on the wall behind us, whether you autograph it or not. I love it. Thank you, Shug.
So thanks, Shug.
The only other thing I wanted to talk about this week is I've got this old man stuff going on.
Okay.
I don't know if
Last
you get
week
this.
you were talking about 6-year-old boys.
Yeah.
And this week you're talking about old men.
I can't stop thinking about the boys.
That's my fault.
Yeah.
It's my fault for bringing it up.
This week is something different. So I don't know if you have, like, we're grown men. We're older these days. Which, by the way, I'll talk about this on next week's episode. But I think we completely dropped the ball on the title, on the name of this podcast.
Okay.
More on that next week.
All right.
It's a teaser.
I can wait.
So, like, as you get older, like, I don't know about you, you're a stunning individual, but me, I keep losing hair. My receding hairline keeps going further up. I got the V going. The V is even looking kind of sad these days.
That looks great today.
The hair that's up here is on my shoulders. It's on my back. It's on my ears. You get this hair. By the way, Megan, don't listen to this. I will be more unattractive to you the more you listen to this. So turn it off right now. But you get these ear hairs that on the end of your ears, they stick out like this. What about inside the ears?
Yeah, like a little bit right down here in this crook. And but I mean,
are you okay to talk about this too?
I don't care.
Okay,
mine's usually like blonde though, so it doesn't really. So if I miss a day or two, it's okay. I can get away with it.
You're lucky. I've got that European dark hair, thick, comes out like a toothbrush bristle, and I have to like either pluck it or shave it or just do whatever to get rid of it. Now, here's the bigger problem. I've had this issue for a while, but as you get older, it gets worse. I'm getting these nose hairs that are they're offensive. They're offensive to humans.
I can get away with a lot more because of my mustache.
Oh,
So that helps a little bit, but especially if I'm going to the dentist or something, somewhere where they will be looking up my nose.
For sure, I am not going to grow a mustache just to hide them. But I've been doing something even stupider, apparently. I had no clue. Because I've been doing this for a while, but this is kind of gross. Megan, turn it off. I, like, pluck my nose hairs.
Okay.
Have you seen this? Have you heard about it?
I mean, I've done it before, too. Yeah, I mean, like, there's actually been times I've been able to get up with my own nails and just...
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Just straight up, whoop.
Yeah, that's like, when you're, like, waiting at a stoplight or whatever, and you're just like...
And so sometimes I can get a bunch at a time. Like, because for me, it's forced.
It's gross, it is, but it's a good feeling. Yeah, when
it's
you pull
great,
out,
and
you
you're
see,
like, yes,
a clump.
get out of here. I'm trying to look good for my lady.
Yeah, and when you breathe, you don't want whistling.
yeah it's a problem. So what started happening within the past, like, I don't know if it's a year, half a year, whatever it is, now I pluck them and my nose turns red.
Okay.
And so I Googled this. I'm like, is this something from me plucking them? Like, what is this thing? And it says, like, when you do that, because your nose hair is there to block dirt, it's no longer there, and now the dirt is causing an infection.
Like coming in.
Not immediately, but in the next like 2-3 days, like it'll get progressively worse. Like I wanted to cancel this podcast because today my nose is red, and this is not the worst that it's been.
Okay.
We were supposed to do some video stuff. I canceled all the video stuff. I'm like, I can't have this. Zoom in on this.
Look at
camera guy.
There's your twin up there.
I know. I look like Bozo. Zoom in on this, and you can see how horrible it is. Now you came in and you were friendly. You didn't point it out.
I honestly, well, I wouldn't have anyway.
I know, but I was like,
how is that?
I was like, hey, look at my red nose, and you were like, oh, I didn't even notice that. Your voice went so high that I knew you were lying. But you noticed
my nose
it.
hit the mic.
You noticed it, right? It's okay to say it.
Honestly, when you pointed it out, yes, because you pointed it out about 10 seconds after I got here.
Okay,
so.
but when you got here, you didn't see it?
Now I can't stop looking at it.
Okay. So, yeah, my mom, she was here yesterday, and like all day she didn't mention it. And then I brought it up, and then she was like, yeah, I saw that immediately.
Did you do like, thank God?
Yeah, pretty much. She was like, yeah, I saw that the second that I walked in. And I was like, oh, fantastic. But anyway, so that's an old man thing. And now, like, I don't understand it because it only happens.
It's weird for that to that's never happened to me from like,
yeah.
On the inside, are you pulling hairs on the outside of your nose?
Well, I do that too because I get them on the.
I will like on the little crook here. Yeah,
so
it's
like
not just you, bud.
But no, like I know, like when I pull it from here, like I almost know that it's coming in a day or two that it's going to be red.
I'll get the
And now I have to do nothing and just let the forest grow.
Just let it. Well, you also get those like sometimes when you pluck and there's that like sneezing sensation.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought maybe like because your nose when you sneeze.
So I'm over here. I'm sticking Neosporin in my nose. I'm shooting hydrogen peroxide up my nose. Everyone's telling me don't put stuff in your nose, and I'm just everything's going.
You put everything up your nose.
Yeah, just shove it. Shove it and forget about it. Yeah. And then like on my nose as well. And then I put cream on. I'm doing everything. I'm rubbing mayonnaise to like, get gum out of it and peanut butter. And so I don't know what to do. And I don't think anyone else has this problem. And it's making me grumpy. I'm sad. I'm just like, don't look at me. So that's what my week's been like.
Jeez. When did you
4 days ago.
4 days ago, man.
And of course, my niece is coming in tomorrow, and I'm gonna be like, "Hey, look at here's your bozo uncle."
I'm trying to like, how would you say, "Oh my God, it's bozo" in Serbian? Like that's what your nephew's gonna say.
Well, I don't know if I've mentioned this, but bozo is a Serbian name.
Nice.
Like I have a uncle Bojo.
Bojo. Is it spelled B-O-Z-O?
B-O-Z-O with the thing over the Z.
Nice.
So we're just naturally bozos.
So that's how you write that sound out, huh? A Z with a thing over it? The Z.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that. I always thought it was like ZJ. This is terrible conversation.
No, this is great. The people got to learn.
Oh, my God. I hope your cousin's watching.
I know for a fact Hattori Hanzo loves learning about the Serbian language.
Does he?
So, like the thing over the S in my name.
Yeah.
I don't have any H's in my name.
What is that called, by the way?
I don't know. It's like a Vlade Divac.
I know tilde, but that's
Tildic.
Spanish, I believe.
Probably Tildic.
Tildic.
Yeah.
Good
anyway,
stuff.
That's all I got that's happening with me. Just a meltdown over my nose.
I have similar to kind of what we talked a little bit last week. We talked about the new shrubs in your front yard.
Okay.
So I didn't talk about
not
this.
Not the TV show shrubs.
Not sure. Well played. From Easter, I didn't talk about this. That was a couple weeks ago. But my sister-in-law Heidi, she gave all of us like a parting gift, and it was an orchid, like an actual orchid plant. So now
nice.
It is nice. It was very nice because they were all just lined up, and she's like, "Take one." It's like, hell yeah, because they're beautiful. She just got them. So now, what is pretty interesting is our group chat to see who can keep theirs alive the longest. Because these are like notorious for being very difficult to keep alive.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've been like, and I talked about it at one point how I did have a bonsai tree. And I had that thing for a few years. When we moved into our new home, I just kind of stopped caring for it, and it died. But this one, just for the sake of competition, I gotta win.
Well, orchids, I believe they only need like minimal water.
It's like 3 teaspoons of water, like
a month or something.
Yeah, it's like you just have to like kind of touch it and see if it's moist.
My mom is very good at like growing orchids.
That's
in
awesome.
Particular, like because she's gotten them as presents and she wants to learn how to do it, and then she learns how to do it, and now she's good at it.
Well, I have one of the bulbs is starting to open, so it's just like as long as that one can come to fruition, I'll be happy. And then man,
similar to bonsai trees in that you don't have to put too much water in them. But I don't know how you kill the bonsai. I do know I've killed a bonsai tree before too. I got a beautiful Norway spruce in the room next door.
Yeah?
Yeah, and it's growing.
You showed me that like a month or two ago.
From the seed to like probably 3 inches.
Isn't that just
now?
a great feeling? It's so lame, but it's like
it is lame.
You have so many of my garden pictures coming your way, my friend.
Please,
because you keep asking for them, so I'm gonna keep sending them. I was transplanting hostas yesterday, man.
Yeah, my parents came over and they did the manual labor. Yeah, exactly.
Good stuff.
I wore sandals and watched them.
Oh yeah, that's the way to do it. Yeah. Yesterday was nice. So,
what else you got?
I got nothing, man.
All right, let's move on then. Thumbs up, thumbs down. What are we putting inside ourselves is when we talk about music, art, lawn care products, anything that that we want to basically. I'll start things off this week. I had 2 things. One, I watched a documentary. I like documentary. What are your thoughts on the documentary?
I mean, I like them. I don't think I do as much as you because you watch a ton of them. And
I prefer a doc to a movie.
Okay.
Last night we were trying to figure out a movie to watch. It took 6 hours and then we went to bed. We didn't watch anything. Nice. And it was like, you want to watch Friday? I'm like, kind of, because I haven't seen it in a long time. But also, I've seen it. I don't want to waste another 90 minutes on Friday.
No one ever wastes time watching Friday.
It's a great movie. I don't mean to say waste, but I do mean like, how many times can you watch Friday? I should have watched Friday. Instead, Megan went to sleep, and then I watched a documentary on Avicii.
On Friday.
Do you know who Avicii is?
No.
Avicii is like, well, he gone now. Rest in peace, Big A. Hate to ruin the doc for you, but he is like one of the biggest DJ, music producer, whatever you want to call him. I think he was from Norway. Okay. So it's on Netflix. Big thumbs up from me. It's called I'm Tim. Tim is his real name. And he's basically just like a 20-year-old dude with anxiety and at some point addiction issues, and created some of the biggest songs. Like, you would know his music. Okay. I can't even sing it because I can't remember it right now, but you would know his music if you heard it. Okay. And so this whole thing was basically about how, like, he didn't like the fame part of being famous. He was incredibly famous. He would play all the biggest shows as, like, a headliner and all this stuff. But he liked the creating part, the music part, and then, like, the freedom that all the money gave him, basically. Yeah. And so I won't ruin the documentary if somebody wants to go out and watch it. Saying that he's dead is not ruining it either. It's common knowledge at this point. But it was just, like, worth it to watch someone who creates... watching what he does and how specific he is about the things that he does. I thought it was really good, even though, like, I'm not really into that music.
When's it from?
He died in like 2018, I want to say 2020, somewhere around there. I think it was pre-COVID. Wow. But relatively recently, and he was very young. He was
the doc is recent, you're saying, right?
Yeah, I think within a year or two. They made it. But yeah, I mean, it's not like from 1999 even. Yeah. Like, he was around very recently. So if you're into documentaries, if you're into music and creating and that kind of stuff, it's well worth it. And I think it's around 90 minutes. And then the other thing that I watched, I put this thing on every couple of hours. So the first time I saw this thing, I love this idea. This is a great idea. Okay. It should be a consistent idea. I think it was 2013 when this happened. Saturday Night Live comes on. Arcade Fire is the guest, the musical guest. They do some skits. I don't know if you've ever seen New Cast Member or Arcade Fire. Mm-mm. It is a hilarious skit from SNL. Okay. Where Tina Fey, she came back to host, and they ask her, like, who is this person? Are they... So it'll be like Kyle Mooney, who's like... Yeah. And he kind of looks like he could be... Yeah. And Mike O'Brien and like that cast of characters or whatever, and it's really good, and you should watch that skit anyway. But so Arcade Fire is the musical guest on that show. When SNL ended, now I watched this in 2013. I'm pretty sure I was drunk when I was watching this, which added to it. Yeah. But I was so confused as to what happened, because SNL ends, and then all of a sudden you see Arcade Fire like in a conga line, dancing up these stairs and going into this different room. It was like a Mexican restaurant, and I'm like, was I just drinking like, what did I get hit in the head? I don't understand what's happening. You don't have to be an Arcade Fire fan. It would probably help, because it's like a mini concert that happened after SNL. It's like a 30-minute concert that they did right after SNL that was super. It's not just a concert. It was like an experience. So they march up, they go into this, like, it looks like a Mexican restaurant where there's a live crowd. It's very tiny. Arcade Fire starts playing their songs, and then they cut away from them, and it'll be like Michael Cera as a bartender speaking Spanish to a like bar back, and they're talking about how like Arcade Fire is not really good and Mumford and Sons are better and stuff like that. So, and it has like 13 cameos. Ben Stiller's in this. Bono's in this.
So this is like the new SNL, like the.
No, 2013.
Oh, okay, all right.
Like this happened in 2013.
Okay.
But every couple of years I go back and I watch it because when I watched it, I was like so confused as to what I was watching, and then Michael Cera pops up, and then Dwight from The Office is like their roadie, and you're like, what is happening in this thing?
Huh.
It's not even about the music really, but if you like them, you know, it obviously helps the experience. It's on YouTube, and it's Arcade Fire. Here Comes the Nighttime. And it's about 22 minutes or whatever, like cut out with commercials and stuff like that. But it's just so cool, like the cameos and I don't know.
Have they done that with any other bands?
They haven't, and I think it should be a regular thing. Like let the band create a 30-minute like special, you know what I mean? Like something that goes on afterwards. Now, I'm sure a lot of bands don't want to and whatever, but like for those who do, like I thought it was the coolest thing when I was watching it live. Because it was not something that they said was coming up. It just like happened, and you're
because we only see 2 live songs, right?
Yeah.
And then I have no idea how many they play, but that would be awesome. I think if they just after the show, it's like okay, you can actually see them
a mini
perform.
concert.
Yeah, even if it's only 22 minutes or 30 minutes, whatever.
And with like people, so it was like they were playing on the ground. They weren't on a stage, and there's people like right next to them. So it's like seeing a band from like where they start playing originally, which is a small place. You know what I mean? I don't know. I loved it. I thought it was cool, and I watch it every couple of years. I remembered it recently, and so I was like, I'm gonna watch this. So I watched it last night.
Well, because there's like Amazon, they do the Thursday night football games, and after every game they have their concert series. So it's literally like a live show. I don't know if it takes place like where the game is or if it's just a remote thing. It is pretty cool though, because like after every game, it's like I didn't watch any of them, but
you know, like Jimmy Kimmel's show used to do a thing, and I wonder if they still do. I think they do, where like on Fridays. They would do a live concert.
Yeah, he always had like a good stage and a good setup,
and like people outside who like lined up specifically for this thing. So I thought that was. I've
seen many Slipknot on Jimmy Kimmel videos.
Yeah, that's all I got then.
All right, so I got 2 things. The first one, real quick. It's just a Disney Plus show called Andor. I don't know if it's a Star Wars show.
Is that guy's name? Namor.
Nice.
Namor. Look at me, I got it.
Namor the Handsome. But anyway, this show Andor, the 2nd season just started, and I've heard really good things. Like I'm a very casual Star Wars fan, but this show is like more gritty and like more adult, I guess. Not like nudity and swearing, but it's just like I don't know. Some of the Disney stuff lately has been terrible.
Andor is one word?
Yeah.
Okay.
I know. Actually, that's so funny. That occurred to me yesterday that it's like, if they just put you could, SNL, I wouldn't be surprised if they hadn't already done that, like, and, or, you know. But that anyway.
Sounds pretty bad.
Yeah. No, it's a cool show, though. The only problem is, for some reason, I just cannot, like, it's always interesting when I'm watching, but I always fall asleep. Or I'm always, like, it's like I just can't focus on the show. All right, and then the other thing, older movie, it's classic, Team America, World Police.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, this was our movie for the week at work. We're watching that.
America.
And, besides all of that stuff, some of the things in this movie that just unfortunately held up too well, for one, the rest of the world hating America. Like, literally, like, when you keep seeing these newscasts and it's like, well, America's done their job at pissing off the rest of the world. It's like, yep, it's still happening. And then also, like, the celebrities are great in this movie. Obviously, they're all being made fun of, but just more of that, too, with celebrities. Like, especially during COVID and stuff. And it's like, we don't fucking care what your opinion is, you know? Whether or not you believe them, it's like, celebrities live in a different reality than we do, you know. And I'm not the first person saying this, but again, watching this movie, it's like, wow, they're then too, you know. It's just like, get a panel of celebrities and just like, no, do this.
Yeah, it's a constant thing. I don't know. Did you pay any attention to the Blue Origin space launch with celebrities?
Jeez, I mean, like enough as a casual person to know that it was just a joke. And
yeah, it was interesting. It was interesting, the backlash that came with it, and I like that the backlash exists.
Oh, totally. It's because, more stuff like that. I mean,
I also like the fact that, like, they didn't really go to space. They went to, like, the border, because that's where, like, the Blue Origin stuff goes, is, like, to the border of space.
Because the wall was up and it blocked them.
But it's kind of like, well, it was an all-women's thing, so we had to lower the rim a little bit, like what the WNBA should do.
Jeez.
I know that's sexist, but it's the first thing I thought of. Yeah. I'm sexist, apparently.
We'll get there someday. Yeah. Yeah, and then
it's like, was the ship like 75% smaller than a normal ship? I know these are horrible jokes, but God bless America or whatever.
But yeah, speaking of, back whatever to God blessing America. Yeah. The stuff with Kim Jong-il in this, like, only the South Park guys can do this and somehow get it. I mean, granted, this was a long time ago when this movie came out, because remember there was the big thing with Seth Rogen with the interview. Like with Kim Jong-il, that huge Sony thing.
Yeah.
And who knows if, how much of that was real? You know, like, who knows if they were actually hacked or if that was all just, you know, pressed to get, like, people to watch that movie. But this one, I mean, like, and those guys, you know, Matt Stone and Trey Parker have been always known for just kind of being like, go ahead, come at us. It's like, we'll just come twice as hard the next day at you. Because you know what I mean.
That was very
Very,
derogatory. They and now they just do like 4 episodes at a time, but they're still like,
they're billionaires.
They're like, still great. Like, a lot of people like dip off when you watch any of these new things they do. It's just, that's just who they are, and they found the perfect way
because
for them to say it.
I remember when Osama bin Laden was like captured. They had an episode like 2 days later about that, because that's the great thing about animation. It's just like, okay, everybody get your asses working. We're gonna.
Have you ever seen the documentary of them creating an episode?
No.
Oh, you gotta watch it. I gotta come up with the name for it. It's a documentary that is basically 1 week of time of how, like, them coming up with an idea for the episode, and then they have a week to like write this whole thing, and their whole team of people who are like trying to do it, and it just shows them like sitting in a room, and they're like, what if it's like a penis-shaped donut? And you're like, okay, whatever. Like, literally anything. And they're just like throwing stuff at the wall. And then you see the final product and you're like, how did they get there? And they're not sleeping. They're like eating trash food and all this stuff. It is a great documentary. I think it's like short too. It's not like something you have to put a lot of time into. But it was really, really well done to show you like the life of like a week in their life.
I've watched a bunch of YouTube, like, just fan-made things, but it's like, oh, the time South Park took on Allah, or the Church of Scientology. Like, great episodes like that, and it's just them, you know, the whole thing with Allah, they just had a big character that was blacked out. It's like, fine, if you're not going to let us show him, we'll put him in there anyway. We'll just have a big black square over the guy.
I'm looking forward to their new stuff. I know they're going to do some RFK whatever.
Jeez.
And it's going to be good.
I mean, it's when you can. I don't care as far as politically. It's just like, just shit on all of it. You know, it's like, don't take a side. Just like, we all know it's all terrible.
You know, like, I'm not even the biggest South Park fan in the world, but they're just like very good. Like, if it's on, I don't even know if I stop when it's on, but sometimes occasionally I will, and it's always something that's like super entertaining.
The thing too with these guys is just their voices. Like Trey Parker, whenever he does this voice, it's so good. And like in like a couple, like there's like 3 or 4, all like pretty much all the guys in this movie have that voice. And I mean, just the main character throughout, spoilers for this movie, but like throughout it, you keep hearing this story about like his brother got killed by gorillas or something at the zoo, and he's like he forgot to take those blueberries out of his pocket. It's just so ridiculous. And then of course all of the, you know, everything with Kim Jong-un, you know, and Durka, everything. It's just these guys, at the time, it's like, we don't give a fuck. So good for them. But yeah, that's all I got.
Okay, I also forgot we got an email.
Oh.
So before we get to our top 3, I want to read it. It's from our dear friend Useless Dave. It was also a theme song follow-up thing.
Okay.
So he says, hey guys, love the show. Immediately starts out with a lie.
Nice guy.
He says, number 1, the OC theme was by Phantom Planet. The drummer of that band is Jason Schwartzman, star of Rushmore, among many other Wes Anderson films. They had some okay songs that weren't that California song. That just hurts. I've never been a big fan of that guy, Jason Schwartzman.
He's in Parks and Rec. He's in a few episodes. That's the only thing he's got going for him.
He's always in like the quirky movies.
Well, he's a very like artsy guy. Yeah. So Paul Anderson, that's like definitely, or is that what it? Yeah, Paul Anderson, right?
Wes Anderson.
Sorry.
I mean, I don't got nothing against him. I guess I've never been.
He's like, Nicolas Cage's cousin. I think he's a Coppola, I believe.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Francis Ford, is that a Coppola?
Yep. That's the Coppola.
Does he have a son?
Yeah, I would think so. I mean,
Paul or something like that?
I don't know. I mean, he has a daughter. I know Sophie Coppola. She's a director as well. I know Nicolas Cage is somehow, maybe he's married to her.
Quit bringing up Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, sorry.
I'm on Coppola.
Okay.
I believe he has a son, or another guy whose name is Coppola directed the Arcade Fire 30-minute video that I was just talking about.
Well, I mean, like I work with a Coppola as well. It's a
wow.
Kind of yeah.
I've never heard of anybody besides the one guy named Coppola.
Yeah.
Coppola Cabana. Number 2.
Well, I was wrong actually. Nicolas Cage's real name is Nicholas Coppola. That's it. So he actually is a Coppola.
Is that real?
No.
This podcast. This is what we're known for. Nick Cage facts.
Nick Cage, baby.
Wow.
Sorry to keep interrupting.
Number 2, Goff brought up the Wayne's World theme, but I thought he was going to bring up the other great fake theme in that movie. Combust a Move, where the games are played. It's chill, it's fresh, it's Noah's Arcade.
Oh, isn't that's Bill Murray's brother, right? Combust a Move where the
Sean Murray?
No, I think it's Brian Doyle.
Brian Doyle Murray. Yeah. I thought it was Sean Murray. So
no,
yours is better. So. Number 3, he says the MASH song is super depressing. And the most depressing part is that the title is Suicide is Painless.
Amazing. I thought of that when I was listening to that episode last week, us talking about that, and you said, besides the fact that it's bedtime, you did say there's like a sense of dread with that song. Yeah. Like it's like, this isn't really a comedy.
And it's got the same name as like a leftover crack
What's
song.
It called again?
Suicide is Painless.
Jeez.
It's not a leftover crack song, but it sounds like it would be a leftover crack song. And they should cover it just based on
My
the
Chemical Romance.
Number 4, he says, there's a bunch of great songs that I want to propose as potent notables. 1, Golden Girls, Thank You for Being a Friend.
Good one.
Yes, of course. He also says the work of Chaim Saban.
Oh, yeah.
The billionaire.
Power Rangers and stuff.
Yeah, he made a bunch of money off Power Rangers and also wrote the theme song for that show along with Inspector Gadget and He-Man.
Wow.
And also the work of Alan Thicke, who wrote the songs for The Facts of Life, Different Strokes, and for this amazing song for the aerobics championship called Sweaty and Hot, which he sent a link to. He also sent me the link personally, and I watched it. Not a bad song.
Oh, yeah?
Alan Thicke, talented man.
Now, this is the dad from Growing Pains, right?
Correct.
Okay. And Robin is his son?
Yes.
Okay.
Also talented. Blurred Lines, his song, if you remember. Then he got in trouble for, I don't know, blurring lines or whatever.
Some racial blurs.
Don't make this into a clip. This is horrible. But yeah, I forgot the name. We were thinking of a game to play. I was trying to like thick or no thick through the thick of it.
That's pretty good.
Well, no, Dave came up with the best one, and I can't remember it right now. Oh, that's gonna bother me.
Thin.
But maybe I'll figure it out by the next episode. But thank you, Dave. Thank you for the email.
Dave.
I appreciate it. Now let's get to our top 3 favorite and least favorite things about the city of Chicago. I'm gonna start things off, but where do you want me to start? Favorite or least? Least?
Always bottom.
Number 3, I'm going with one that kind of bothers me for two reasons. One, I don't believe in it. Two, I'll never know. It's the obsession with Malort.
That's a good one.
People's obsession with Malort is crazy. I've never heard of Malort until like 5 years ago. I used to be a big drinker. I assume I would have drank Malort if anyone cared at any point about Malort before 5 years ago. Yeah. I don't care about the history of it. People say it tastes like licorice or potentially worse, and I don't care.
Do you like ouzo?
No, ouzo is the worst. The Greek, come on. You know it's not going to be good if the Greeks came up with it. But yeah, it's just like a licorice, nasty taste. Why? Is it similar
No.
to
I've never had Malort either.
Oh, okay,
that's why I was just kind of wondering, because like, I don't mind ouzo if that's the taste, but...
I don't know. I don't think it's ouzo-ish, just based on how people react to it. I would have heard somebody, I think, along the lines say it's like ouzo, but maybe you're right.
Yeah.
But hopefully we never find out.
Yeah, that's fine with me.
Yeah, so that was my number 3.
All right, my number 3. Again, I hope I'm not generic with these. It's just parking in general, how much it sucks down there.
Yeah.
You can pay a shit ton. One of the things, actually, I just added here now because I thought of it. And I kind of thought you were going to say this for some reason. And I don't know if you know about this, but I guess this is kind of like an unspoken rule in the city, too. If there is like a lawn chair.
Yeah, like dibs.
Yeah. Which... I have an ex-girlfriend who used to live in the city, had a brick thrown through her window because she didn't know that rule, and got out and moved the chair, and then the next morning, there was a brick in her back window.
That is shocking that you had a girlfriend.
Hey,
but no, I've heard of dibs. Obviously, we don't live there, we don't have that issue, but I've heard of like horror stories. I've heard of people putting couches out there in their parking spot. I've heard like all this.
I've never heard that, but I just knew about the chairs, and then again, just parking in general. It sucks when you're down there and you're always worried, especially because like the concerts I say we go to, I don't really go to anymore. For you, at least, if it's not at like the House of Blues, somewhere right there, like a really nice area, you just got to kind of, I think I'm good. I'm
going to add on to it because parking was my number 1.
Okay.
And it's generic, but it is my least favorite thing about going to the city. It's the traffic to getting there also can suck depending on what time you go. But when you're there and you're trying to park at a place that doesn't have a parking garage, and by the way, you either have to park at a place that has a parking garage that you have to pay extreme amounts of money for, usually, or you go to a Lincoln Park or like some neighborhood and you're driving around and you're like, I finally found a spot to park, and then they got the stupid thing, permit parking. That's the only places I ever find parking. And then you drive and then you're so far away that you have to take public transit to the place you were trying to get to because you parked so far away. It's just so like it's the most annoying part. I love being in Chicago. I hate everything about getting to and parking in Chicago. And so that's actually my number 1. But since we're talking about it, I'm going to make it my number 2, and I'll flip it with my number 2.
All right. Well, then my number 2, you just kind of talked about it. It's the commute. Because most of the time, no, I guess that's not true. But we always have the option of taking the train, which is nice. But I mean, like, that's more of a drinking man's game, which isn't really our thing anymore.
Yeah, or like it's really a downtown. Like if we go somewhere that's like in the heart of downtown, I will take the train.
Yeah.
Me and Megan take the train. We'll go to, we'll walk around that way. But if you're going like north of the city, I don't want to get on the L. I don't want to do these other things. I'll take the Metro. It's a nice suburban train.
Yeah.
I'm not interested in like the rest of the stuff. So
so if you guys are going like out to eat at Ogilvy Station,
it's perfect.
It's
if you want to eat
perfect.
At the train station,
we love the Taco Bell there.
Yeah, they have a beautiful cupcake vending machine.
Do they have one there?
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Good stuff. But just not even the train. I'm fine with the train, but like you said, if you're not going, down there, it's always just everything else.
And I usually go to the black strip clubs on the south side, and there's no train from Bartlett, Illinois, or wherever I may be from.
So you know what I mean?
Directly there. So yeah.
All right, what's your number 1?
My number 1. It's funny that, like I said, we're trying to not be generic, and we're like parking and traffic.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
my number 1 is also like I'm going food, but here's my argument. My number 1 thing that least favorite thing is the deep dish argument. I love deep dish pizza. I love it. No one in Chicago eats deep dish pizza on a regular basis. No. People eat the thin pizza. You get a pizza and that's it. I hate that argument, and I hate that that's a thing that's like, oh, Chicago, you gotta get the how do they live in Chicago? Their pizza, it's not even, it's a cake. Shut up. We don't eat any. Like, we're fat, yes. We drink and we eat too much, but we like the thin crust. Most people, I would say.
Yeah, we'll do, if we do like Lou Malnati's or something, like every once in a while.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love the thin crust.
I don't want to say it's a special occasion thing, but it's more of like a every once in a while thing than a like, hey, get another slice from Lou's. Like, no.
Yeah, because I mean, I can see when some people are like, well, yeah, it's basically like you're eating lasagna at that point. Yeah. Some of them, it's like, yeah, deep done. And it's like 3 inches deep. It's disgusting. Yep. All right, so this actually wasn't my number one, but I'm going to leapfrog off of yours or piggyback off of yours. It is the ketchup versus no ketchup argument with Chicago hot dogs.
Now I'm waiting to see what side of the argument you're on here.
I'll gladly accept ketchup on my hot dog. See you later. Go ahead. Oh my God, this man. All right. Thank you. No, I had to gladly accept. I mean, like, it's not, I don't eat ketchups with only, or hot dogs with only ketchup, but I'll take a Chicago style with ketchup.
But the offensive part should be the sport peppers.
See, I like the sport peppers.
Sport pepper. What are you gonna do with a sport pepper? I take a bite, it flies. The other one leaves. Right.
See, that's the pickle for me. The pickle. I always take the pickle off. I'll eat that separately.
I'll say the pickle and the sport peppers equally as unneeded.
Equally as inconvenient.
Yeah.
Nice.
And I like pickles, and I don't mind the sports peppers, but just I have a bigger beef with that. Not a beef, but a bigger argument with the sport peppers than I do with ketchup. It's ketchup. I put it on my hand and eat my hand.
You put it on hamburgers, which are beef.
It's the same thing.
Yeah, so that one always pisses me off, and especially just people who are...
Don't put ketchup on the Don't put ketchup on
the militant. It's just like, all right, so then just some of my potent notables, I'll just keep going. The cost of everything. It's fucking expensive. I mean, that's an easy one. And then just, it's, I hate to tell you this, man, but it's dangerous. Not the entire city, but, I'm happy in the confines of Wheaton, Illinois.
I didn't do any potent notables because I knew they would all just be, like, generic stuff. As far as the violence goes, like, I'm not generally afraid of the violence, is what the guy said before he was shot next time he goes to Chicago. But I do, also keep an eye out. Like, I don't want to be out after a certain time because I know it's like a little bit crazier and whatever, and like you do see stuff in the news that you're like, oh, I was there, or I was planning to go there and whatever. So
for me it's like, man, I was there 7 years ago.
Well, we were talking because I'm going to be in the city in like Michigan Avenue and like Navy Pier area and all that stuff in the next couple of weeks.
With your cousin.
With my family and like Megan's birthday, we also go to the city, and they have like at night the thing where like the kids come out and they're considering doing a curfew because kids are just like hundreds of kids are swarming streets.
Oh, is this when they're doing like the hot rodding shit?
They're doing that
stuff
as well.
Confetti bombs.
So I'm like, I don't want to be in the city like at night. I don't have any interest in nightlife in Chicago anyway. I like going during the day. I like enjoying the weather there, and at night I'm going to a concert. I'm going to a like specific place. I'm not going to like hang out and walk down the street. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, violence is good. So, on to our top 3 favorite things about Chicago. Number 3, I'm going with, and they mean nothing to me anymore, but it's just something I love, and it still gets my heart warmed up and my cockles.
Is it Voodoo Donuts?
No, it's bars with old style signs.
Okay.
I just love it. I love to see it.
That's
old style
good call.
Used to be my drink of choice, and anytime you see a bar like that, you're like...
It's usually like on the corner.
Yeah, and it's just like, I love this. Fully Croissant or whatever it's called. I think it's a Milwaukee beer. I don't even think it's a Chicago thing.
That's all right.
But just the fact that all those bars, a lot of them are dive bars, whatever you want to call them, but just the fact that they still exist, and a lot of them look like they haven't changed in so long, it's just one of my favorite things.
God bless locals.
Yeah, 100%.
All right, you're going to probably call me some derogatory words for this, but the skating scene in Chicago, when I used to go down there, you'd get kicked out of every place you went to.
In Boys Town?
Yes.
Okay.
Nice. Well played. Actually, no, we didn't really hang out down there because, the train doesn't really dump you in that area. So, but no, just back in the day, I mean, like you pretty much...
I thought you were going to say that the gay community also looked down on rollerblades.
Okay. But yeah,
I love when I cut to your core. Silence.
Okay.
Core being
that's
cut.
my number 3.
Well played, Sasha. Well played.
That was good.
Number 2 for me is beef sandwiches.
Okay.
I love a beef sandwich. Anytime I could eat a beef sandwich, give me a hot beef injection. You know what I'm saying? They're delicious, and I don't know that I've ever even tried to order a beef sandwich anywhere outside of like Illinois.
Huh. That's interesting.
You know what I mean? Like I've never gone to Arizona and been like, you know what I could use? Where's the nearest
You're down in
beef
Florida
stand or whatever?
How's your beef?
Yeah, do they even sell them?
Yeah.
I know everybody's like, oh, we have a Portillo's now. Congratulations. Welcome to where we've lived for...
It only takes us 30 minutes to get our food when we get to the drive-thru.
Yeah, jerks. Cash only or credit only or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's disappointing.
Too. Well, my number 2...
By the way, Portillo's now breakfast. Certain Portillo's, like Elmhurst, they have breakfast.
Wow.
And it's like a sausage, egg, and cheese, but like their sausage and on like French bread. Okay. I'm all in.
Oh shit.
I am all in for this.
Yeah,
So.
I'll have to try that out. Well, my number 2 is just food. So we just kind of talked about hot dogs and pizza and whatnot. I mean, just obviously going down.
What outside of beef, pizza, hot dogs? What's your favorite?
Probably Mexican food.
Okay.
I know, which is so
Mexican
funny,
food.
for my Chicago Mexican food. But, I mean, just in
Pilsen
general...
area of Chicago.
Yeah, there you go. No, I mean, the city itself, just like the beautiful restaurants and everything down there. And
yeah, great scene. And so then I'm going to go with, basically my number 1 can add on to this, and it is kind of generic, but like, ultimately it comes down to my number 1 is like the size of Chicago.
Oh, okay.
Because of how big of a city, and we're like lucky to be the 3rd biggest city or whatever it is, we have so much of variety. So like, I like comedy shows. We have a bunch of comedy venues. I love going to music places. We have a bunch. You can go to see concerts every day of the week if you want to. We're talking about food. All the food in the world because of the size you are. You can go to a Serbian place. There's like multiple Serbian places on one street.
There's Pittsburgh Steelers bars down.
Yeah, specifically designed. There's a New York Knicks bar. I bring them up because they're playing as we speak, and I need to see what the score is. The street fests that we have. Every city has street fests, but we have street fests at every neighborhood and every corner on every week of the summer. So it's just like the size of the city allows us to enjoy culture of so many more different places, whether it's food, whether it's music, whatever it is. And it's kind of a generic answer, but it is like the beauty of Chicago. Yeah.
I do like, as much as I sound like a poser, I do like being able to say it's like, I'm from Chicago. Like, even though there are gripes I have, and it's like, I don't, but it's still like, I'm from Chicago. I'm not, but it's like I'm 20 miles, west or whatever. So 30, whatever.
30, but yeah.
All right, so my number 1, you mentioned it in yours, but it's just the music scene in general.
Yeah.
I just think, you go through like the rich history. I mean, all the way back to like the blues and everything, which I didn't get too much into that because I don't listen to that, so I'm not going to be a fake ass. But I mean, like, as far as punk bands and just, Rise Against, as far as like huge success goes, but Smashing Pump, not punk bands, but...
Well, this was actually going to be one of my least favorite things about Chicago. The fact that we don't really have, in my opinion, that many bands. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're like, who's the biggest band from Chicago? Well, Chicago.
Well, see, I would say the Smashing Pumpkins.
I agree, and
they're I think that's a pretty damn big answer.
But give me your number 7 answer, and you're like, well, can I use Cheap Trick? They're from Rockford. You know what I mean? Like, or like Disturbed is your answer,
or Mudvayne from Peoria.
So,
but I mean, like, what about Fall Out Boy? That's a huge one.
Suburbs.
Rise Against is huge. Survivor. Chance the Rapper. Common. R. Kelly. Kanye. No conspiracies there, but...
I don't know. I just feel like for the size of Chicago that we should have way more recognizable people than like...
Yeah. I mean, like, if we were California or New York, but hey, that's why we're number 3.
Yeah, and you know what? It keeps us humble.
Yeah.
It keeps us humble.
There you go.
Chicago humble, which is like... not humble at all.
Yeah, I guess.
Okay, well, any other potent notables?
That's all I got, man.
All right, well, let me do this. I had a guest send us in there. I'll do it really quick.
Oh, shit. Nice.
Top 3 and bottom 3, and I asked them to do non-cliche, non-mainstream, whatever.
Was this Megan?
It was not.
Okay.
So number 3, I'll tell you who it was afterwards. Number 3, the Magic Parlor at Palmer House. The Magic Parlor at Palmer House. Dennis Watkins performs an intimate old-school magic show in one of Chicago's oldest hotels. It's kind of like non-flashy, sleight of hand, in front of you, small, kind of like DIY magic.
Yeah, like street magic kind of.
Yeah. Number 2, a section, it's called Bubbly Creek, a section of the South Branch of the Chicago River that still bubbles due to decomposing animal waste from old stockyards.
Nice.
Like, it's gross, but it's weirdly fascinating. And now it's like this new like eco restoration area that they're trying to do. Okay. So it's like the gritty old past with the green new whatever they're trying to do. Right. And number 1, this was an interesting one to me, the pedway system. It's underground maze of tunnels and overhead walkways connecting over 40 blocks of the loop. Did you know that this exists?
No.
So I never knew that this existed until me and Megan went on a walking tour of Chicago, and we got to go through some of the underground, whatever this is, pedway system. And it takes you like you could go under Michigan Avenue and stuff.
I saw a video recently, like a reel of some kid like went into like a manhole and like literally was exploring underneath. Like, it was pretty fucking terrifying, actually.
It's a complete different world, like under like where not Macy's, what was the Marshall Fields? Okay. Like, it's just a world of just, like, you can walk around.
It's like a giant crawl space, kind of.
And if people know about it, like, it's public. Like, you can go down in certain areas, and so people will, like, you know, not stand in traffic or whatever and go through these areas. So it was kind of cool, and, yeah, I never knew about it. And they have, like, food courts and stuff like that, like, in there. Like, it's like a world that a lot of people don't know about here. And then the top 3 worst, the way that the Riverwalk just ends. Which, I don't know, have you been to the Riverwalk since they've redone it in Chicago? No. It's really nice. You can just go down there, you can sit. Okay. It's enjoyable. They have restaurants down there and stuff. It is funny how it just comes to an area in the main part of the city where it's like, well, that's it. You're done. Go upstairs now. Number 2, the way that neighborhoods feel like secret clubs. So, like, each neighborhood has its own kind of vibe and whatever.
It's almost like boroughs in New York.
Yeah. And number 1, the absolute chaos of side street parking after snow, specifically, which snow in the city is a pain. Let's ever go down for a concert and have to find something, and you're just like, they don't even pay. The snow is all over the place. You're like, I'm stuck. Everybody get out and push.
Man, it's been so long.
Yeah.
It's been wonderful.
But anyway, this secret guest who sent these in, do you want to guess who it was? I'll give you one guess.
Giuseppe.
Close. ChatGPT.
Really?
I asked ChatGPT. I started using ChatGPT this week to like see like what the hubbub is about and if it's gonna kill us. This thing, it's beautiful. It's like you don't need to use Google anymore. You should use ChatGPT. But here's the thing: I started using it, and then it'll ask you questions, right? So I'll be like, "Give me 3 things that you like about Chicago," and it's like, "Here's 3. Do you want some that are like cooler than this?" And then you're like, yeah, how about 3 cooler? And they're like, here's 3 cooler. What about like stuff that I don't like? And then you're like, all right, keep them coming. And so it does all these like different things, and you're like, wow, that's really impressive. Yeah. And then when I was done, I was like, we'll do like this is a lot of information it gave me. Like, I'm gonna say thank you, because I don't know if this thing's gonna come to life and kill me one day.
Yeah, you have to.
I don't want it to think I'm just taking its information. So I was like
plagiarizing.
So I wrote like, all right, thanks, man. Great info. And it was like, oh, no problem, bud. Anytime you're here. It's creepy. It's creepy for old people like us.
I hate to... Do you ever, like, automated chat things? Like, obviously, not chat GPT. I mean, like, say you're... Like, on eBay, for instance, if you need customer service and you're just talking basically to AI, I hate that.
Those suck. This is way better already than that is going to be. Like, I had a problem with that stuff earlier this week where I'm, like, saying what I need help with, and they're like, do you need help with this? Yeah. And I'm like, no, the thing I told you.
God damn it, that's not what...
But, you know, we're, like, stubborn and, like, old men, but I think we need to, like... try and learn, the stuff that's going to kill us in the future. So anyway, thanks to ChatGPT for the top 3.
Yeah, our new fan.
It is now time to pick our next week's top 3, which will come down from the bucket. If you have anything that you would like us to do a top 3 on, send it to sashaandgoff@gmail.com. Every week we pick out of the bucket, and Goff has full veto power. So if he doesn't like what he sees, he can tell you to go to hell or whatever he does. He's a rude individual. So let's see what he's got.
Let's see here. Did this one.
I like when you throw it back.
I know. I always throw in the ones right after I said we already did that one. Sorry, I'm looking for.
It's all good. Full veto power here. Are they all blank?
Yeah, we did that one.
Top 3 rollerbladers.
All right, screw it. We're gonna do top 3 phone apps.
Phone apps.
Or no? What do you think? All right. It's either that or we do top 3 childhood memories.
No, neither one. Keep going.
All right. Okay.
Keep going.
Yeah,
you should have.
Hey, that's why
you gotta believe in yourself
Yeah,
sometime and keep fighting. I didn't like either one of those.
Okay.
Although apps might be okay.
Ooh, this is a fun one. Top 3 bullies.
Bullies?
Bullies, like jerks.
Okay.
Older, bullies.
Well, so that we can't do then a bottom 3 bullies. So let's do top 3 bullies and top 3 phone apps, since that.
Okay.
Like
all right.
Yeah.
Cool.
That will be an easy one. All right, next week. I don't know how we're gonna make artwork for that thumbnail, but top 3 bullies and top 3 phone apps, and we will see you guys next week.
Later.